This is Dragon Launch Control at T-minus 25 minutes and counting. No problems being worked in the countdown at this time. We're on schedule for a 4:55 a.m. launch, and the weather is green. All of our downrange tracking assets reportedly go. The Dragon capsule on this test flight will transport over 1,200 pounds of cargo to the International Space Station, including science experiments, food, water, and clothing for the astronauts, and even a laptop computer and its accompanying accessories will make the journey. Dragon will spend about 18 days attached to the space station, and over the period of a couple of weeks, the astronauts will spend a total of about 25 hours unloading the cargo. They will then load over 1,300 pounds of equipment and expended consumables aboard the Dragon to be brought back to Earth. Dragon is actually capable of carrying up to 7,300 pounds of supplies to the space station. For its return, for approximately 4 hours after Dragon leaves the station, Dragon will conduct its deorbit burn, which lasts about 7 minutes. It then takes about 30 minutes for Dragon to re-enter the Earth's atmosphere and splash down in the Pacific Ocean about 250 miles off the coast of California. At T-minus 23 minutes, 33 seconds and counting, this is Dragon Launch Control. This is Falcon Launch Control, T-minus 20 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. We're going to go now to the control room at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, where our ISS commentator Brandy Dean is standing by to give us a status of the readiness of Houston to support the flight.
T-minus 20 minutes.
LC, verify all previous auto and procedures.
Thanks, George. Good morning and welcome to Mission Control Houston, where the team here in the International Space Station Flight Control Room has been following along with preparations for tonight's launch and anticipating the planned demonstrations that will hopefully lead to the first docking of a commercial vehicle with the International Space Station on Tuesday. Leading the team here at the Johnson Space Center is Emily Nelson, the Orbit 1 flight director for today. However, assuming all goes as planned this morning, Holly Ridings, the lead NASA flight director for the SpaceX demonstration mission, will be taking over once the Falcon 9 gets off the ground. In preparation for today's launch, the team here in Houston has already given their go for launch after a no-go poll here in the room. That verified that all of the systems that would be used for docking are indeed ready to be called into action, and the ground network connections used to connect Mission Control in Houston with the SpaceX team in Hawthorne, California are in good order. This launch and the upcoming docking of the Dragon capsule to the International Space Station are the product of many years of preparation on both the NASA and SpaceX side, and the two groups are prepared now to function as one team. Awaiting the Dragon and its cargo, some 1,014 pounds of food, clothing, and supplies. In space is the newly expanded Expedition 31 crew. Commander Oleg Kononenko and flight engineers Don Pettit, Andre Kuipers have been anticipating and preparing for the Dragon's arrival for some time now, and they were recently joined early Thursday morning by new crewmates Gennady Padalka, Sergei Revin, and Joe Akaba, who have made it just in time to witness the historic docking firsthand. The International Space Station will be about 249 miles above the North Atlantic Ocean between Labrador and Ireland at the time of the Falcon 9 launch, coming up now in just 18 minutes. Once it has launched, of course, the Dragon capsule will begin its journey to the space station, performing a series of tests as it makes its way there to prove that it will be able to dock safely with the station when the time comes. The Dragon will be demonstrating its absolute GPS system using global positioning system satellites to determine its location, conducting a free drift demonstration to allow the spacecraft to float free with all of its thrusters inhibited, and then perform a demonstration of its abort capability to ensure that it can move away from the station if necessary. This has all been tested on the ground and verified by NASA, but now will be validated on orbit before the systems are used in a safety-critical situation near the space station. Assuming that all goes well, Dragon will be ready on Monday for its fly under the International Space Station. That'll be the first time that the station has the chance to communicate with the Dragon, and the first time that the crew on orbit will send commands to Dragon and get a response. Dragon there will perform a series of burns on Monday to bring it to a point 1.5 miles below the space station and establish communication with the space station to perform a test of its relative GPS using a relative position of the spacecraft to the space station to determine its location. While it's nearby, the crew will also turn on a strobe light aboard the station to verify their ability to send the vehicle commands. That's going to be important on Tuesday when it's time for them to bring the Dragon in for docking. Once these fly-under tests are complete, the Dragon will fire its engines and begin a loop around the International Space Station at a distance of 4 to 6 miles and get set up for its chance to re-rendezvous with the space station on Tuesday. Again, assuming all goes well, on docking day, the Dragon will again be moving into position 1.5 miles below the station. The go is given by the team here in Mission Control. A burn will be performed to bring the vehicle within less than 1 mile of the station, and then there will be another go-no-go decision in Mission Control before it moves into 820 feet for another demonstration, this one of its LiDAR system. The flight control team in Hawthorne will then command the Dragon to approach the station, and it will move into 720 feet, and after another series of tests performed with the help of the crew and several more go-no-go decisions, the Dragon will be finally ready to dock with the International Space Station. Docking will be performed using the space station's 58-foot-long robotic arm by flight engineer Don Pettit with help from flight engineer Andre Kuipers. They'll use the arm to grab onto the Dragon once it's at a point 32 feet away from the station, and then bring it in for a berthing to the Earth-facing port of the station's Harmony node. That's scheduled to take place at 10:20 a.m. Central Time on Tuesday. The crew has been practicing for this task since before they left Earth in December. From there, it'll be a matter of opening the hatches between the Dragon, and the crew will begin work of unpacking its cargo, a task that's scheduled to take about 25 crew hours in all. So we'll be looking forward to all that here in the International Space Station Flight Control Room following this morning's launch, now just 15 minutes away. This is Mission Control Houston. Back to you, George.
This is Falcon Launch Control, T-minus 15 minutes and counting. We're only about 2 minutes away from hearing the launch team pick up with their final polls and readiness to go into the automatic countdown sequence, which starts at T-minus 10 minutes. We're not working any issues. The weather is favorable. The range is go. So we are still targeting a 4:55 a.m. liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket this morning. At T-minus 14 minutes, 32 seconds and counting, this is Falcon Launch Control.
T-minus 14 minutes. Stand by for the final poll at T-minus 13 minutes. All stations verify ready for launch. All stations acknowledge. FTS.
FTS ready.
Prop.
Prop ready.
AVI.
Avionics ready.
GNC.
GNC ready.
Ground.
Ground is ready.
VC.
VC's go.
GC.
GC's go.
DC.
DC's go.
RC.
RC go.
OSM. OSM.
OSM go.
ROC.
Range is ready.
CE.
CE is ready.
LD.
LD is go.
MD.
MD's go.
LD, verify go to initiate terminal count.
You are clear to proceed into terminal count.
T-minus 12 minutes.
GNC, prepare for the final print INAV command.
GNC ready.
This is Dragon Launch
T-minus.
Control, T-minus 11 minutes and counting. The International Space Station is flying over Florida right now. In just about 50 seconds, we'll be picking up with the automated countdown sequence for the last 10 minutes of the flight. We're continuing to count down toward a 4:55 a.m. liftoff. We're now at T-minus 10 minutes, 36 seconds and counting. This is Falcon Launch Control.
Idle sequence. VC shall not abort the idle sequence after T-minus 10 seconds, and operators shall not call a hold after T-minus 15 seconds. If a hold is called, all operators